The government has no place to be in that business. And of course, the million-dollar question that everybody asks is, where's the money? When gambling was legalized in Quebec in the early 90s, going on 18 years, give or take a year, 3 areas of our social life was supposed to be taken care of. Number 1, the profits from gambling in Quebec were going to go to hospitals. The hospital system has never been in such disarray. Wings of hospitals closed, doctors leaving in droves, months waiting for an appointment. Number 2, the money was supposed to go for the educational system. The public educational system. Never been so bad. Paint falling from the ceilings. Bathrooms with broken mirrors. Teachers underpaid. By the way, that'll be another episode. Most teachers getting paid less than people that work at the casino. Does that make sense? We'll get to that. The private school system has never been so popular because the public system has never been so bad. And number 3, the infrastructure of our cities. If it wasn't so serious, it would be comical. The infrastructure of our cities. In the last 5 years, you've heard bridges falling, roads falling apart, buildings collapsing, holes in the road, not enough money for police forces in small towns. It's insanity, and we allow this to continue. How do we have the audacity to allow our politicians to run the world of gambling? Heard in the news yesterday there is an international G8 and G20 seminar coming to Montreal shortly. The original price tag on it was $128 million. Yesterday, they went, oops, $900 million. Oops. Today's news, it will be $1 billion plus. And the truth is, they said that until the summit is over and they tally up all the expenses, they don't know. They don't know? My money? Your money? Paying taxes? Do you know if you're in the 40% tax bracket, that means Monday and Tuesday you're working for the government, and only Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday you're working for yourself? All that money, and they don't know? How come at the casino they put in $600,000 of new carpeting? I just have a very hard time getting through my mind of who's running the show. I really do. In Atlantic City or in Las Vegas, privately owned companies, and of course, there's competition. And competition is very good for business, but more importantly, it's good for the buyer, right? It always keeps the retailer, or in this case, the casinos, on their toes. No different than when Walmart came to Canada 15 or 18 years ago. It smartened up the other retailers. And the consumer, the shopper, we were the winners. And I just think that between having the government running this industry and having no competition, it's not even carte blanche. It's carte blanche, jaune, orange, noir, brun, and every color you can think about. I think it's flat out wrong. Very quietly, they talked about building a fourth casino in Mont-Tremblant, which is just north of Montreal. And people were against it and against it. And very quietly, they were building it. And before you knew it, it opened last year. They green flagged everything. They passed through the system easily. I just think it's wrong. I think it's an industry which is hurting people. You and me. Me used to, although I still feel the pain every day. And I don't think that their interest is deep enough in their citizens and subsequently their taxpayers as it should be. It really isn't. And I think that that's a crime. And I would love there to be a commission to watch the Lottery Commission and see how in fact it's being run, and seeing how in fact the rules are being adhered to and who in fact is breaking the rules. It's just not sensical at all. It just does not make sense. $6-7 billion a year in Quebec's economy when things weren't good to begin with, to come out of the economy, I think is wrong. I'd love you to think about that. My statement is the government has no place in running our casino. Pluralized our 4 casinos. You've got hurt. I've got hurt. Just keep in mind that it's not how often you fall, it's how often you get up. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you right here next week on episode 5. Bye-bye.